Hey everyone, this is Rabbit's blog of Animation Bliss, and welcome to our International Cartoon Corner. Today's International Cartoon that I'll be talking about today is The Fool, the World, and the Flying Ship. Now, The Fool in the World and the Flying Ship was made in 1990, and it was created by Cosgrove Hall, the British animation company that came out in the 1980s and the 1990s. And basically, what this movie is all about, if you have read the original Fool of the World and the Flying Ship story, it's basically a Russian folktale that stars a young man named Pyotr, and he hears that the Tsar of Russia has made this proclamation all across Russia that whoever brings him a flying ship will marry his daughter, the Princess Alexeia. So Pyotr ends up going across the world to find a flying ship, and he meets this old man who ends up giving him this flying ship that looks like an the ice castle. Well, it looks like an ice swan from this photo. And Peter ends up taking the flying ship to the Tsar's palace, and along the way he meets several different people who all have special powers. Like, he meets a man who has this special ability to hear everything around the world. He meets a sharpshooter who could shoot anything, who could shoot across the world. He meets the forester and his wife. The forester is able to carry all these sticks that's able to turn to soldiers, and his wife has a big appetite that she can eat like mountains, a mountain load of food. And let's see, they also meet a man who carries straw that turns anything around it into cold, like it makes things chilly. And so now that Peter went to the Tsar's palace with his several unique companions, it turns out that the Tsar doesn't want Peter to marry his daughter, the princess, because he finds out that Peter is a peasant. So he sets up all these impossible tasks for Peter and his friends to solve before he allows him to marry his daughter, the princess. So, will Peter and his friends be able to complete these tough tasks that the Tsar of Russia has set for them? We'll see. So, what do I love about this particular version? Now, I mentioned 1,000 times that I always loved the story The Fool, the Wool, and the Flying Ship. That was one of my most favorite Russian folk tales ever made. So I was really surprised to see that Cosgrove Hall had actually made another animated version of The Fool, the Wool, and the Flying Ship. I mentioned to you 1,000 times that I love the Robert Williams version of The Fool and the Flying Ship. If you want to know where that version is, check up, like, look up Rabbit Ears, The Fool and the Flying Ship, and it should be there. But I really love that version. But anyway, this version, it was made by Cosgrove Hall. It was made in 1990. And you might remember this show if you've seen the PBS series Long Ago Far Away. That was a series that had a lot of fairy tales and folk tales from around the world. So that's definitely a fantastic series that I think you should check out. And The Fool and the Wool and the Flying Ship happens to be a part of that series. So what do I like about this particular story? Well, as usual, I love the fact that the fool in the story actually has a name. You know, his name is Peter. Other versions of the fool and the flying ship I usually read, the fool doesn't really have a name. He's usually referred to as the fool. But I like that in this version, his name is Peter, so it makes me really connect with the character a lot more. Um, I also like the fact that the princess in this story, Princess Alexandria, has more of a personality. Like, she tells her father, I don't want to marry somebody that you're going to force me to marry. I want to marry somebody that I want to marry. And I really like that about Princess Alexandria's personality, is that she's able to speak her own mind, and she wants to marry the man that she wants to marry instead of who her father wants her to marry. So that was a personality of Princess Alexandria that I really loved. I also love the friends that the fool meets along the way, especially the forester's wife. I love the scene where she's like eating all of the food that the Tsar put out for her. It was like fantastic and funny at the same time. I remember me and my family were watching that scene where we were all laughing, and also we were like surprised at how much food the forester's wife was able to eat in that one scene. So I thought that was a fantastic scene. And the animation is beautiful. Like, it's basically stop motion animation. I thought it was beautiful. It really made the characters look really realistic. So that was something I really enjoyed about this movie, is that the fact that the animation was so well done. It made all the characters' activities so well done. I love the scene where Lightning, the runner, is running across the world to get the water from the other side of the world. I thought it was beautifully animated, and I really enjoyed that scene. and I love all the voice acting in this little story. I think all the voice actors did a fantastic job in voicing these characters. They really made them come to life. So that was something I really enjoyed about this particular movie. So, did I have any problems with this movie? Well, I guess sometimes the story moves a little slow at times, like especially at the beginning. It was only when when Peter meets up with his 7 or 6 friends along the way that the story starts to pick up. But the story at the beginning was pretty slow, and I was wondering, when is the plot gonna pick up already? But yeah, it does start to pick up a bit in the middle half. So that's definitely that was probably my only issue with this story. But other than that, I really enjoyed this story. I really enjoyed this yeah, I really enjoyed the story. I love folktales in general. I think this story did a lot of justice for folktales, especially Russian folktales in general. So I really enjoyed this. You should definitely pick up this DVD if you can. It's definitely worth watching. And if you've seen the show Long Ago Far Away, you probably remembered this show. But it's a fantastic series to pick up, especially if you're a huge fan of Coast Grove Hall. They made a lot of great animated films like Count Duckula and Danger Mouse, I believe. So I would definitely pick up this DVD. If you're a huge fan of Coast Grove Hall animation in general, and if you love watching fairy tales and folk tales on DVD in general. Well, that's it for my international cartoon corner. And be sure to follow us on Twitter so we can keep you updated any new videos we post up. And also like our Facebook page. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. This is Rabia's blog of Animation Bliss, and I'll see you later.